What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the MaddenBallerz YouTube channel and my Madden 13 Connected Careers franchise series here with the Denver Broncos. And we've got preseasons weeks 1 and 2 here in this video. And we first traveled to Chicago and Soldier Field to face the Chicago Bears. And here we go. Peyton Manning coming onto the field here for his first live action in over a year. We've got a rainy game here tonight, and Manning's coming out onto the field, and he is going to lead the Denver Broncos on this first drive. He is in the shotgun. He is dropping back to pass. He's looking left, and he finds Eric Decker for the 6-yard gain, and good play on his first pass in real action in over a year. Now Manning in the shotgun. He's going to motion the receiver to the right a little bit. He's going to take it, and he's going to look left, and he's going to find Demaryius Thomas for the first down on an 8-yard pass play. And the Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning looking good so far on this first drive. Now Manning under center. Hands off to Willis McGahee, who goes left, breaks a tackle, and is taken down after a 4-yard gain there. So McGahee looking good on that first run. And again, Manning under center. Drops back to pass. Can't find anybody. Rolls out and is finally sacked by the Chicago defense there by Adonijay. And Manning gets up, so the Broncos breathe a sigh of relief there that he didn't get injured there. Now handoff to McGahee, who absolutely gets rocked by Brian Urlacher there on that play. And we'll take another look here. And Manning just hands off to McGahee on the draw here, who goes up the middle there, and pow! Urlacher comes in there and rocks his world there. Luckily, he did not get injured on that play. And the Broncos would have to punt eventually on that drive. So, the Chicago Bears have the ball now. Cutler back to pass. Finds Forte over to the right, out of bounds for a 4-yard gain. And the Bears are in business here. Cutler back to pass out of the shotgun, looking for someone. Dump off to Forte, who breaks a couple tackles and is finally taken down after a 3-yard gain on the screenplay. And that would set up 3rd and 3 here for the Chicago Bears. And Cutler back to pass, looking for someone, and a flag comes in, but he finds Davis out to the right, who gets a first down and gets tackled there. But let's take a look at the flag here, and we have holding on this play. So that would set up 3rd and 13. And Cutler will go back to pass. Look for Brandon Marshall. Find him for the 8-yard gain, and that would not be enough. They would have to punt, and the Denver Broncos would take over. Now Peyton Manning under center. Hands off to Willis McGahee up the middle for a good gain. But, oh, he fumbles the ball, and the Chicago Bears would take over here. You can see in the replay, they just hit him there. I think that's right, hits him, and the ball comes loose, and the Bears have it. So the Bears would take over on the 36-yard line of the Denver Broncos. Cutler back to pass, looking for someone, and he gets sacked by Von Miller. And Miller's got his first sack of the preseason. We'll take another look here. The second-year player here, Von Miller's, comes in untouched, unblocked, and rocks Cutler's world there. And luckily, Cutler wasn't injured, I guess, for the Bears, not for me. But here we go, 2nd and 18, Chicago Bears, Cutler in the shotgun, looking for someone, and he is going deep left and finding Brandon Marshall for the first down there. So a deep ball to Brandon Marshall gives them a first down. Later in their drive would be 3rd and 8, Cutler under center, drops back to pass, finds Marshall again to the 3-yard line, which is not enough. That would set up 4th and 2, and the Bears would settle for a field goal. Now, late in the first quarter, Tammy in motion, Manning under center, handoff to Willis McGahee up the middle for a 6-yard gain. So a good gain there from McGahee. And Manning here on 3rd and 8 in shotgun, looking for someone, and oh, Charles Tillman undercuts that route, picks it off, and looks for an open space to run and can't find it. And the Bears have it at the 25-yard line. They take over, and Campbell's in the game now in the second quarter for the Bears. He goes deep left to Johnny Knox, and that is incomplete. That would lead to another Chicago Bears field goal, putting them up 6-0. Now, Brock Osweiler in the game. He pitches to Noshan Moreno, who goes off left in and will fumble the ball. You can see on the replay here that he breaks one tackle, then the defender comes in, knocks the ball out of his hands, and it goes out of bounds, luckily for the Denver Broncos, and they would retain possession. 3rd and 3, Osweiler looking for someone, and Tammy, how did he get that low ball for the first down? No one knows, but he did. And later on in the drive, 3rd and 7, Osweiler in the shotgun. He would drop back. He would try to go deep, and that would be incomplete, leading to a punt for the Denver Broncos. But they would get the ball back after Chicago would punt deep in their own territory. Osweiler in the end zone, almost sacked for a safety, but finds Tammy deep for a 20 or 25-yard gain there. So later on in the drive, Osweiler in the shotgun drops back to pass, and he's going deep for Tammy, and he can't hang on to the ball there. So that would set up 2nd and 10. Later on the drive, though, it's 3rd and 4, and Osweiler's in the shotgun. He's going to hand off on the delayed handoff there to Noshan Moreno, and they are not going to be able to get anything going there, but they settle for a field goal, and it's 6-3 Chicago. So later in the 3rd quarter here, we have Campbell in the shotgun looking for someone. He's dropping back, and he can't find no one, and that's incomplete, and they would punt. Now, Osweiler back to pass for the Broncos on 3rd and 6. He finds Tammy, who somehow hangs on for this play, and he gets the first down for the Denver Broncos. Osweiler has 53 yards passing. He's in the shotgun now. He's looking for someone to pass to. He finds Stokely, or no, that's Tammy, out to the right, who breaks a tackle and gets rocked there out of bounds for a first down. So later on in the drive, after Osweiler has 5 straight completed passes, he hands off to Lance Ball, who goes up the middle, who stays on his feet and almost gets into the end zone there, and he does not, though. So 2nd and goal, handoff to Lance Ball to the right, and he finally gets in for the touchdown, and the Broncos are up 10-6 in this game. So I'm going to break off the commentary a little bit here on the play-by-play and just talk about our roster here a little bit for the Denver Broncos. Obviously, we have Peyton Manning, who I believe Denver has signed in the offseason to a 5-year, like $90-some million deal. So we have him for at least 5 years. So probably to the end of his career here, he will probably be here for at least the 5 years, I would hope. Maybe shorter, but you never know. And they drafted Brock Osweiler in the offseason for backup and for future quarterbacking needs. I believe he's going to be, as far as in this series, he is going to be a good backup. He will be the starter after Manning retires. So, and then we have Willis McGahee and Noshan Moreno at running back. McGahee, I believe, is like 30 years old, 31. So in running back years, he's getting to the end of his career, so you never know what's going to happen. We might keep him around after this season, whatever. I don't know what his contract is exactly, but he's getting to that age where they go downhill, and Noshan Moreno is in his early 20s. I believe he's 23, so we have him if we want to keep him for a while. Then we have some very young receiving talent on this team. We have Eric Decker and Demaryius Thomas, who I believe both have 2 years of experience on this roster or in the NFL. So I know Peyton Manning always makes everybody around him better, but these receivers should be really good. On our defensive side, we have Champ Bailey in the secondary, who's getting towards the end of his career. This might be the last season we keep him on the roster, seeing as though he's been around for, I believe, 13 years. And you see the game ends with the Broncos winning 31-9, so the Broncos come out ahead. And we take a look at some stats here. Osweiler had the better day. He was 11 for 17, 136 yards. Manning was only 2 of 3 for 14 yards. And Caleb Haney was 2 for 11. So none of them had touchdowns. They both had some interceptions. Running-wise, Moreno was 19 for 96 yards and a touchdown. Lance Ball had 7 carries for 26 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tammy was our leading receiver here in this game, 8 catches for 67 yards. Stokely came in with 4 catches for 71 yards. And Decker, Willis, and a couple others had 1 catch. Von Miller led with tackles with 9 solo tackles, 3 for losses. And week 2 preseason, we're going to be at home in Mile High against the Seattle Seahawks. We're both 1-0 on the preseason, you can see there. And we are going to start with Seattle handing the ball off to Marshawn Lynch up the middle for a 4-yard gain. But I want to get back into talking about my roster a little bit with these preseason games. I don't believe the commentaries or the play-by-play is so important here. You can watch it, and I'll talk about the roster. I was talking about the defense, with Champ Bailey probably might be one of his last years with us, seeing as though he's getting pretty old. So the secondary might be somewhere where we need to make some moves in the offseason, in the draft, or in free agency, or whatnot. But up front, we have some really good talent. I believe this is Von Miller's 2nd year in the NFL, because I'm not that familiar with the Denver Broncos, so excuse me if I'm wrong, but this should be Von Miller's 2nd year in the NFL, and he is probably one of our best defensive players on the team, so we got to keep him around. We've got a few other guys that are pretty good, so I think we're pretty well set on the defensive line and the linebackers. So I think the secondary is where we're going to focus on defense. So we'll go ahead and get back into the play-by-play here. But first, I wanted to say, if you have any comments about what we should do with this roster or anything like that, you can leave those in the comments section. And I'll definitely listen to those and take those into consideration. But let's go ahead and get into this game here. You can see that Seattle drove down the field and settled for a field goal attempt, and they missed it there. So Manning takes over in the late first quarter and finds Andre Caldwell to the left, and he fumbles the ball, luckily picked up by Demaryius Thomas, and Caldwell was injured on the play. A big hit on Caldwell, and he is injured. So later on, Manning with the ball, he's looking for someone, and he gets taken down, but gets the ball out before that happens. Later on, Wilson and Seattle with the ball, and they find a first down. Later on, would have to punt, and late in the first quarter, Manning with the ball in the shotgun, trying to go deep, and can't find anybody on first down, and that is incomplete. And here we go again, Manning in the shotgun, and he's going to drop back, try to find someone, and his passes are way off. He is not having a very good preseason so far with the first two games, and Seattle would take over, and they would find Baldwin there for the first down. And then later on, with Matt Flynn under center, handoff to Turbin up the middle for a 1-yard gain. They would have to punt. Manning would be in the second quarter to try to get on track here. He would look, he would pass, and Johnson intercepts it deep in Denver territory down to about the 14-yard line. So Manning has, I believe, 2 interceptions so far this preseason. And Flynn and the Seahawks take over. Flynn looking for someone, and he's going to pass to the left, and that is intercepted by Bolden, and he is going to try to take it all the way back. He's up to the 20, all the way to the 30-yard line of the Denver Broncos. So a good return on the interception there, and the Broncos are back in business. Manning under center, and he is going to drop back to pass. He's looking, he's going to the right, and finds Stokely, and he hangs on for the 11-yard reception there. So 3rd and 4 later in the drive, Manning in the shotgun. He's going to drop back to pass. He's looking for someone. He goes left, finds Thomas up the middle, up to about to the 43-yard line. They gets to the 42-yard line on an 8-yard gain there. Now Manning under center with Green in motion. He's going to hand off to Willis McGahee, who goes left in up the middle for a 6-yard gain. So a good gain by Willis McGahee here, and Manning is in the shotgun on this play, and he's going to pass to the left to Demaryius Thomas, to the right, and get the first down catch there. He has 2 catches for 17 yards. Now Manning under center, and he is going to pitch out to Willis McGahee, who gets a good block by Demaryius Thomas. He's down to the 10. He is down to about the 4-yard line. 1st and goal for the Denver Broncos. Willis McGahee has 8 rushes for 21 yards. Manning is still in the game here late in the second quarter. He's going to go under center here. He's going to drop back to pass, and he finds Tammy somehow, who somehow breaks the plane here and gets the touchdown. So there's Manning's first touchdown pass of the preseason. Later in the second, we get the ball back again, and he finds Stokely for the first down with under 2 minutes to go. Manning is in the shotgun, and he is going to drop back and pass. He's going to look for a receiver. He's going left, somehow finds Eric Decker, who's all the way down to about the 22, 23-yard line with that pass. Later on in the drive, sets up 1st and 10. Manning is in the shotgun. He's looking for a receiver. He's going to go right, and that's caught by Stokely too, down to about the 13, the 12-yard line there. And the Broncos are in business. 3rd and 10. Manning to the left to Decker for the touchdown. So 2 touchdown passes in almost less than 2 minutes for Manning. That would put the Denver Broncos up 14-3 in the first half. Second half, Noshawn Moreno gets the ball out to the right for the first down, and Osweiler is in the game now. Manning's day is over, and not much would happen in the second half. Moreno goes up the middle for a good gain there, and here is Seattle and Matt Flynn with the ball. Turbin up the middle for the carry and gets 10 yards in that play for the first down. And here we go. Seattle still has the ball. Matt Flynn back to pass. He's looking for a receiver. Goes over the middle. Finds Baldwin on 3rd and 7, but not enough. They would go ahead and try a field goal here. It would be up. It would be good. And it is Denver 14, Seattle 6 in this game. And late in the third quarter, Seattle would be punting on 4th and 4. They're punting to Leonard here, and he is going to take the ball here. He's going to look for an opening. Breaks a tackle there, goes to the left in wide open spaces. Can he go all the way? Oh, no, he's taken down at about the 42-yard line of Seattle, and the Denver Broncos take over. Osweiler here would look to pass. He would go deep to the right to Stokely, out of bounds at the 14-yard line, and later on, 3rd and 4, for the Denver Broncos, looking for something. Osweiler goes left, and that is intercepted by Maxwell, and that is going to be picked off and taken back to the Seattle 9-yard line, and Seattle has the ball now. They would do nothing with it. Denver would get the ball back. Caleb Haney is in now. He drops back to pass, goes deep, and that's a bad pass. Johnson is wide open for the defense to pick it off, and he goes back to the Seattle 38-yard line, and that would settle it pretty much. Denver would add a field goal to make it 17-6. They would win their second preseason game in a row here, and so far 2 wins in the preseason. Some of our players looking good, but Manning is not looking so hot. He had 2 touchdown passes in the second preseason game, but he's had a couple interceptions so far. And you see here he had 10 for 19, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. And we'll go to the rushing stats. Noshan Moreno had 28 yards. McGahee had 20 yards. So not a very good running game in the second game of the preseason here. And we'll go to the receiving stats here. Stokely was the leading receiver with 5 catches for 70 yards. And Von Miller, again, leading tackler with 9 tackles here, 1 for a loss. So he's on a hot streak. And those are the first 2 preseason games for us here. The next episode will have preseason games weeks 3 and 4 here. You can see a couple of the top stories. The Browns added David Garrard to their roster to strengthen the quarterback position. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, as that always helps me out. And if you want to see more content like this, you can hit that subscribe button, guys. So until the next video, we'll catch you guys later.